never ever change. I'm at a happy place everywhere I go. I'm at a happy place. I'm at a happy place in my life, and it can't change. No way. And I just come out here to do right. Hey. So whether day or night, I will never ever change. I'm at a happy place everywhere I go. I'm at a happy place, never ever.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I think we may have gotten the issue sorted out. Let me make sure my mic is up properly, and let us see if I can connect to my brother, Lyro.
Yes, sir. Hold on. Hold on.
I'm laughing because I know this go, boy. I know this go.
Guys, for the wait, boy. I had a long day, but no excuse. We here.
Yeah. And you know, I have to say, off the bat, that I really appreciate your time, because I remember we've been in the conversation about this since November last year. And you tell me, so first I was like, dog, I New York, I seen more business for the line, which we'll get to the clothing line. And it's like, you know, I'll be in Trinidad, which is something that we go and talk about. So I know it's been crazy for you. But at the same point in time, you're a man of your word. So I really, really appreciate your time tonight, man.
Yeah, man. I was able to catch a little small thing to organize something just to sit while we.
All right. Well, I ain't that big in the dance tonight, but I'm a water. So here we go. Right. So for everybody that tuned in with us tonight, if you guys have a drink, every time we bring a point that we love and we say something that we know is worth it, we will say salute and we'll take a shot for everybody. Lyro will take a shot at the cup and I go take a shot with water. Once again, guys, if you guys want to comment or ask any questions, please make sure and hit us up in YouTube on the chat or on Facebook on the chat. We'll try to get to some of the questions during the course of the night. So, my brother, first of all, I guess the question that you ask everybody at this point in time, how have you been? We are now, how to put it, boy, this is now, actually I was telling somebody that next week would make it 1 year since Trinidad and Tobago has come on lockdown and the world has been on lockdown. How has this been for you since then?
You know, it's been a challenge, ups and downs, you know, but for the most part, try to just keep it positive and use it for a time to reflect, reset, connect with family, friends, you know, do certain things that you didn't really get to do especially with myself while we was on tour and, you know, had a really, really busy schedule, you know what I mean? But like I say, the flip side to that is we didn't really get to do what we love, you know, is connect with the fans, connect with the people, tour, do shows, you know what I mean? Simply if I just take a picture with a fan or support or something like that, have a conversation with a DJ or artist who you might, you know, been longing to see for a couple of months or whatever. You know, there's the things where we work hard for, you know, taken away from us because of obvious reasons, you know what I mean? And, you know, like I said, some days is better than some. Some days we cool, some days we are a little depressed, you know what I mean? It's just human nature. It don't matter what it is. If it's an artist, it don't matter your financial status. It's just knowing that you can't really do what you want at any time.
Yeah.
That does just mess with your mental. And I feel I could talk for everybody, you know what I mean? Not saying everybody's stressed out and, you know, not in a happy place, no pun intended, you know what I mean? But I really think that, you know, for the most part, it is a ups and downs. It's a seesaw, it's a challenge for a lot of people, for most people.
But here was one of the positives I will take out of COVID-19. And there's a very big positive as well, too. Yeah. I think that as entertainers and people in the industry, a lot of times because of the grind of the up and down, the tours, the shows, going from event to event, being studio, carnival to carnival, a lot of times individuals don't really get to know you guys personally. And I think Voice has proven that with Vibes with Voicey. You're seeing that a lot of artists right now making a deeper connection with the fan base and with people who have been listening to him for years. And I would look at that as a positive. Would you agree with that?
For sure, 100%. Like I say, it's up and it's down. You know what I mean? It's a negative and it's positive. You know, like I say, we ain't really getting to do the stuff we like to do all the time, but we also getting to connect with the fans in a different way, virtually. You know, like I say, use examples like Vibes with Voicey and stuff like that, a virtual concert. It might just be an Instagram live, just connecting and, you know, one-on-one with the fans, family, friends. So it definitely was a positive in that perspective, for sure, 100%. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. I've been told I can't give too much. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it because everybody had to look at it tomorrow and we getting ready for that. But I will let you know earlier today, and I'll let everybody know on the live that today I took a non-scientific poll because tomorrow night on the Digicel Trinbago Facebook and the D Music app, you will be live with Skinny Fabulous. You're going versus Skinny Fabulous, right?
Yeah, friendly vibes, but
friendly vibes. But yeah. I take a straw poll, and I said at the end of tonight live, I go and tell you what's the results of the poll. At 6 o'clock, it was sticky. It was 50-50, right? I have some people who vote a pardon for you on this side, but I tell them not to do that. But at the same point in time, at the end of tonight's live, we will know from the people, because at 100 vote so far, who would have for tomorrow with Skinny. All right, so that is one.
All them people here now.
Well, some of them here. We have some people as well here tonight. So I mean, if you guys want, go on Instagram at Shomari KRL. Vote for it right now. I'm not telling you vote for Lyro. I had to be neutral because I am part Vincentian. So at the same point in time, vote for Lyro, vote for Skinny. We're going to get to the results at the end of it. I was watching a conversation you had a couple of weeks ago with Kivo. And he was identifying to me that you look at Devon, right? Devon Martin as a different person from Lyrikal, right?
For sure.
And I always wondered to myself, like, has there been any point in time in your journey where you felt conflicted as Lyro, having to do something as Lyro, but Devon had to kind of convince himself that there's something that he had to do. Because a lot of times when people get into entertainment and they have to adopt a particular personality, especially if they consider it different, you might find that you have to grow into that. Was that a challenge for you to grow into that, or?
Nah, it was never a challenge because should be told, Devon is a shy person. And when I mean shy, I mean shy, hide behind a door, behind a curtain. I'm a cool, collective kind of guy. I's not even really for much pictures and all of that. People might be like, you know him for much pictures on your Instagram or you always posting.
But you is GQ boss. You is the G. Come on, every day. Lyro pop a picture, 1,200 likes. Pop a next picture, 50. You could pop 10 pictures in one day, and it would be like 20,000 likes. So you are the. So I don't understand how the GQ boss.
Yeah, that's Lyrikal though. That's Lyrikal. That's Lyrikal. You know what I'm saying? Like that's Lyrikal. Like Devon, I used to be cool. Like even before the music, right? Before, right? I was never like one of them in a party and like, yo, take a picture of me or tell the camera guy in the party, like take a picture of me or anything like that. I wasn't running away from it. But I was cool. I didn't bump for no pictures and everything. Right. But at the same time, Lyrikal was always the aggressive kind of guy towards music.
Right.
Music, right? So I could be chilling in a party and if it's time to sing, I just transform and go on stage and start a jump run and get a big voice and just transform into Lyrikal. So it was never really a challenge to say, well, wait, I had to go and sing today and I had to gear up myself. Singing was always a passion for me and it was always a God-given talent. So it was never a challenge to get in the zone or the mood to try to sing. If you want to sing. Right. But I say when I home, I don't be on them kind of, I just be cool, you know what I mean? But I will be vibes with him and doing the thing. But I just be more cool. When I'm in a party or you see me on the road, I jam in. I vibes, I backstage, I vibes, you know what I mean? And when I go, I just, kind of more in a cool space, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So would you say then that the Lyrikal sobriquet, the artist is like a much more activated version of Devon, somebody who will come out to himself?
Yes. It's the same person, because honestly, I'm not really impressed. I don't try to impress people and do this and do that for them to like me or anything extra than sing a tune, go on stage and do my best. When I come on an interview and do my best, every time I step up to the plate, I try to do my best, put my best foot forward. Right? I don't really try to, I'm doing this, to be extra for people to like me. And, I'm doing the most now. I really cool and I just do what I could do and what God gave me to do. So it's not to say, well, I'm putting on a show for them now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's just me.
Ironically enough, as I said that, in terms of putting on a show, one of my research friends and I, we sat down today and we actually did a Google search on the name. And would you believe that there are some people that say that you look like 2 Chainz? No, I said no. Let me show you how serious I am. Where we are? Let me see if I have it. Hold on. Here, look here.
2 Chainz.
Really?
Some of his pictures.
I tell you,
Some of his pictures, he does remind me of, like, I think it's just what he's wearing. And how he's posing. Maybe that's what it is.
Oh, okay. I can see, like, fashion-wise.
Yeah.
Fashion wise,
Oh, my
yes, he
goodness.
does give me 2 Chainz vibes, but as overall look, no. He's handsome to me.
Ah.
Yes.
Thank you, baby.
As I say, but I tell somebody, I mean, you were here first, so you say, you don't look like 2 Chainz, but 2 Chainz looks like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going with that.
I have 2 Chainz too.
Exactly.
Long time.
Exactly. One of the things that as a DJ I had to kick myself for the other day is, and I watched the conversation that you had last week, Tuesday, I think it was. I can't remember the guy that you were in
Corey
Instagram.
King.
Right, Corey, right. And you mentioned to him about you being involved in reggae at a point in time. You understand? And I really had to kick myself because, like, where, yes, boy, and I really had to go back and look in the archives to find the archives of the tune. You understand?
Right.
The tunes. But it's so interesting that you'd have started actually playing instruments and being part of the church. That's correct, right?
Yes.
And then moving on to doing reggae and soca. One of the things I like to do with this podcast, especially for the younger people looking on, is who might be at a crossroads trying to figure out themselves now. Was there ever any conflict with people close to you? Because they will say, you're leaving the church to go and do the reggae thing, and then you go and leave the reggae thing to go and do the soca thing. You understand? Was there any conflict that ever existed in that, or did you always have that support from people around you, especially family?
Yeah, for the most part, I always had the support. Me leaving the church. It wasn't really me leaving the church, right? Because my grandfather was the pastor of the church I was singing in.
Right.
So it was kind of automatic for me to be, involved in something within the church. You know what I mean? If you're part of the choir, play an instrument, be one of the leaders in Bible study, some kind of thing. So I chose the coolest thing at that age, which was singing, the music part of it.
Yeah.
And that is why I get into the, drumming, trap drums and little guitars and stuff like that. So when I started really singing outside of the church, it wasn't to say I leave the church, because I started really in school again. I was joining little school competitions, Mother's Day, and little competitions in school. So it wasn't to say I was on the street. I just went from the church to the street, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
From there, from the school, that is when, I migrated to the US. And then I started working in little studios and doing shows outside, in clubs and stuff like that. So it wasn't like I jumped from the church to the club. You know what I mean? It was a transition from the church in school, and then I migrated, and then, so it was, but for the most part, it was always support. It had 1, 2 naysayers, people who saying, boy, make up your mind, boy, you want to do reggae or you want to do soca? You know what I'm saying? You ain't something good in soca. I find the reggae better because that's all I was hearing at first. You know what I mean? And it used to make me sometimes doubt myself, like, hey, boy, I mean, sure if I can make it in this soca thing, you know what I mean? That was in the early days, though. That wasn't any of the songs they was hearing. That is before Lyrikal, quote unquote, bust, right? It had 1, 2 people around me saying, we ain't sure if the soca thing is for you, because I didn't think the soca want to hear that kind of ragga style. Because I had to switch the style, you know what I mean? But they didn't know I was that versatile to switch up my style and become what I became. You understand what I'm saying? So after a while, when I start getting deeper into my craft, I kind of just block that energy out, get away from around them and just start doing my thing, and everything just started flourish. I met Tasha, my manager now,
Big up Tasha.
Big up Tasha, you know what I mean? Mastermind, that was the whole mastermind movement, started and stuff like that. And then so on and so forth. I just start meeting producers, you know what I mean? Getting rhythms and just flourishing. So I became today, you know what I mean? But the naysayers was there, that's kind of automatic in anything you're doing. You can't do it because they never do it, or they never see anybody transitioning and make it into that kind of feel. But like I say, block it out, believe in yourself, believe in God, and everything is everything.
And it's so interesting that you raised that point, because do you think that spiritual grounding that you had from the beginning is one of the things that has helped keep you centered through all this time, through all the challenges that you've had? Is that your core that you go back to when you feel that things are at that point?
Absolutely. I do it not to go back to it. It's here with me now. It never stray away from me. You know what I mean? I put God first in everything I do. Regardless if I go in on stage, I say I pray. If I'm going and go in studio to write a song, I say I pray. Anything. If I go in and do an interview, anything that is music that, because music is spiritual as well. You feel what I'm saying? People will hear music and feel a certain vibration, you know what I mean? Go into a certain mood, remember what they was doing then. So that is the musical gods talking to you and bringing you back in that certain space that you was when you hear Luna or Cloud9 or whatever, song you remember what he was doing. Music has bring moments. But at the end of the day, it never really leave me in no way. You feel what I'm saying? I just grow and I grow with it. Always stay with me. I could go to anything.
Right. Has your musical influences changed at all over the period of time from the beginning to now? Because I know some people, like I could use me for example. When I now got into DJing, I was heavy on Doggy Slaughter. That was it for me. Right? Everything was Slaughter. But I always remember going to my first Marshall Monday. That's when I was working at 96.1 and seeing how Marshall controls the crowd, how he speaks to people. Is a particular connection that you build with your audience and individuals in the crowd. And I remember it was almost like I wanted to emulate some parts of that in what I was doing as a DJ. Has your musical influences changed over a period of time, or do you still look back to who you consider the greats for you that influence you the most in music?
Oh, 100%. It definitely changed over the time, and any good things, at the end of the day, life is about change. You have to accept change. My inspirations musically before still are my musical influences. Sorry, but I actually have newer musical influences, like the newer artists and then who came after me. You feel what I'm saying? And over the time, you might be watching an artist and say, him or her, they develop into a kind of artist that I really admire. I might learn something from them. You feel what I'm saying? It might be somebody who I teach something. I might just went back and learn something from them. That couple artists used to ask me, like, Lyro, how you just do this and how you just connect to how you just talk to the crowd and how you just come up with them things. And it has some of those artists, if not all of those artists, I just watch back and see the development and the growth in them and say, I like what they're doing. And not to say taking something from them, but just watch the blueprint and just try to, fit something like that into my show. What I mean? So it come like each one teach one. It don't matter your age or anything like that. You know what I mean? So definitely, my musical influences change over the years.
Yeah. One of the things, and again, I'm really glad you told me to listen to that conversation you had last week. And it's because some of the points that you made, even though you guys didn't go into detail about it, I thought it was actually very profound conversation.
Yes.
So you were giving an example that early in your career, when you used to come to Trinidad to perform and promote your tracks, individuals here would kind of shun you, right? And I found that really, really amazing because here you are, a son of the soil. And as I tell people like you, I told Voice this, I told Irfan this, you guys are ambassadors to the country, right? You come back home looking to not just promote yourself, but promote your culture. And you're running into that problem. How did it feel at that point in time coming back, going through that? And what did you do to kind of get over that hump, if you look at it as a hump?
Well, honestly, I did never really, take like that. When they said it to me, it was like, okay, that is what you believe, but that is not what I believe. It wasn't something like I, take home and lose any sleep about. You know what I mean? They was telling me, but I also it just stuck in my mind like, wow, this is how they just look at it. And this is not the masses. I don't want no DJs or anybody feel like, boy, I tell Lyro talking to me. No, it's a handful of men, right? And me and those guys all know we good, Like it's going to be paying all know I could call one of them on the phone right now and have a conversation. And I just talk to them about that. I'm like, hey, man.
It's always amazing how life does come back to you. Like in the beginning, nobody wants to take care of it. Nobody on Lyro. Lyro coming and say, but why you coming down here for? Nobody on there. And all of a sudden, Lyro boy is my brethren from long time.
Exactly. Yeah. But I always, to answer your question, I always look at music and look at life as challenges, right? And I don't like nothing easy. If it come easy, cool, I take it. Sometimes if it come too easy, I might question it and be like, oh, that comes so easy, boy, me ain't sure if I want that, So by they saying that, it did good for me because it made me work harder, go harder, be more strategic, you know what I mean? Put out more music, record more, write more, you know what I mean? Quality of music, quality of rhythms and everything like that, step up my game, you know what I mean? By he telling me, hey, this song might just be a song that Brooklyn like or New York City or US like and Trinidadians like it. And like, so Trinidadians is different from people up in the States then, you know what I'm saying? So, but that didn't make no sense to me. So, but all it did, it make me go harder. Oh, you think it's one song? All right, we go do 3 now. We go do 4. We go do 5. And he beats on them, and we start to go. If we go up power, we try to change the BPMs and the style of music, different concepts and stuff like that. And my approach was like, if I have 5 songs, different concepts and different rhythms,
right?
One must catch, because I'm that my isn't that off. You feel what I'm saying?
You say isn't that off, right?
Ain't that off, right? So I just start going harder, more material and prove them wrong. And music is about that. Music is about show and prove. You could sit down whole day in music, and this for any upcoming artist who's still listening or see this.
Yeah.
You could sit down whole day and say, "I'm real bad. I'm better than the run. I'm better than swing. I'm better than voice. I'm better than skin. I'm better." But you have to prove it, right? So me coming to Trinidad and Tobago, it didn't make no sense me telling you, boy, just going on boss. Listen, if it didn't boss, I going to prove myself next year again. And that was my response to those guys. I say, well, if it's a New York song, well, it's a New York song, but I will come back again and give out a Trinity song if that is what they want, right? But it was show and prove. I had to prove performances, tune, rhythms, this, that, and just prove myself over the years. And that wasn't really anything hard for me to do in just watching it as how life is. Life is a challenge. You have to prove yourself in this music arena to become an icon, a legend, or when it's all said and done, for your name to be remembered, you have to put in the work. So don't feel it just coming in and have a little one tune here and a one tune there and feel it just going and buff up your chest. I'm not the buff up chest kind of guy to say that, right? So when they tell me that, all that did make me go harder.
But was it disappointing to you at all? Like, did you feel like, was it disappointing to you, not just as an artist, but as a Trinbagonian? Like, you come back home and,
Of course. I like, Oliver talking to me like I wasn't born here. Like, I didn't born in General Hospital. Like, I didn't go Belmont Government. I didn't go Mount. Like, what Oliver talking about? Like, I don't understand what Oliver saying. Oliver talking to me like because I migrated to the States, right? And in my teenage years, you talking to me like I don't know the culture.
Yeah.
Right, like I don't know my calypso, I don't know soca, I don't know the culture, I don't know fan. I am around the culture even if I'm in Trinidad or not. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, Brooklyn is one of the meccas outside of Trinidad and Tobago. We don't get that misconstrued or twisted ever.
It is.
Right?
That's
a fact. You know what I'm saying? That is where I was. That is where my career really started. So I was always around the culture when Marshall and Gallon and Destra and Rupi and all these guys coming up to the States. I was there backstage with them. I learned from Talpri, from Gallon, from a lot of these guys around. You know what I mean? So when I start doing my music and I going back, them talking to me like I's a kind of man that don't know nothing about the culture. Or you want to do this and you want to do that and to get the perfect song. So I asked one of them, I said, you ever sing a song in your life? you want music? I say, where's that B minor? Where's that C sharp? Where's this? Where's that?
I play them carrying music,
Tell me, I'm doing my homework in this thing, right? Yeah. So like I say, it was slightly disappointing, but I wasn't really studying them. Honestly. I wasn't really studying.
But I will say this, and as somebody who's been fortunate after God to be able to travel and go to some of the other islands and see like how some of the artists are welcomed in some of the other islands. Yeah. I do think that sometimes in Trinidad and Tobago, we are not as welcoming to people, even in your situation where you are Trini in New York. But even some of our Caribbean counterparts, like, I always remember going to St. Lucia and meeting Teddyson John for the first time. And Teddyson is talking, all I want to do is just have one hit for Trinidad and Tobago. Not that serious. I always remember that. I mean, all I want to do is come to Trinidad and have one hit, and the year after he come with Ali Ali, you understand? But he was grinding for a long time trying to get it, and people just wasn't taking him on. And I remember coming back from places playing these songs, and people's like, "Who's that?" They don't know that, and they're not actually given the chance for these guys to be able to flourish, and we could go there and flourish, But for whatever reason, they can't come here and flourish, and now I don't know why.
It's a tough ground. It's a tough ground to flourish in, boy. Trinidad is just make the same much way. When you make it in Trinidad, you can make it anyway.
so we are ready in New York and the Caribbean. Can I say?
I wanted to say, but the same way Trinity, well, I remember when I was now coming back down to perform, and when I did get through with 25 weeks, right?
Right.
The boy Lyro, the song big or whatever, but I know about it down here. Crowd hard to move, you know. I mean, I was already performing with all over the girl and Ramachi, and you know, but now I'm going into the bigger shows and you know the 5,000, 2,000 people, you know what I mean, arenas and stage like that. So it was kind of it was slightly intimidating at first. I'm like, yo, what are you trying to say? Like, well, I can't shake a crowd over.
Yeah.
And then they started telling me, hey, if they could shake this crowd, they could shake any crowd, right? And so I think coming in as an outsider, you know, from the Caribbean, you know, like a Teddy St. John, Skinny, Talpria, whoever, whoever, right? Coming in, you know, I think people or DJs probably, you know, said the same thing to them, man, you know what I mean? So they had a kind of, you know, outlook on Trinidad, like, hey, boy, I ain't sure if I can make it down there. And I heard that from a lot of artists too, you know what I mean? There's a intimidated place to come sometime, you know what I mean?
And them artists big in the islands, people, they're huge. They would go to the island and perform for 5,000-10,000 people.
Yeah.
And come in Trinidad, it's like, they're just quiet in the back in Trinidad there.
I know it's that's some men who come now and leave, you know.
Yeah? No, it's serious.
I know that's some men who come for carnival, stay a week and realize, boy, they banga see down here.
Yeah, nothing. Could I come thinking, I go and be in this show, that show. And then it's like, yo, what going on with you, boy? No. I go home tomorrow. So you know what?
Sometimes they even tell you they're gone.
That is it. But here we go say on the first salute is to all the entertainers and artists who have come down here and continue to do the thing, continue to try to thrive, and we encourage everybody in Trinidad and Tobago to them, so we saluting them. That's the first salute for you night. That is the first salute for you night.
And also we just want, unlike any Caribbean island, you know, Caribbean is unity. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Trinidad is love, is unity. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Regardless if your media come down and you ain't gas to now, do it again and do it again. You feel what I'm saying? I go any island and I feel me get the power I deserve, and that ain't stopping me from going back again when I get a next chance. You know what I mean? Yeah. So at the end of the day, everybody welcome.
Yeah. One thing I will say about it is that it is a constant move forward. That is everything I hear about. I hear coming from you. You understand? Even Rashidin is like, yeah, boy, you know, today is a day, but we're moving forward.
It's all part of it. You know what I mean? I just try, like in anything I do, not to complain. You feel what I'm saying? It's ups and downs in life, and it is what it is. You feel what I'm saying?
But in that same regard, I think a lot of people would say that 2020 was probably one of the most challenging years for a lot of people out here. Would you consider 2020 probably one of your most challenging years, or was there a time that you could consider more challenging than that, if you're willing to share? And how do you think that prepared you for what we've gone through in the last 365 days?
2020 definitely was the most challenging year for me, by far. You know, music in the music world, it had more challenging years than 2020, because if you watch musically, I had a great year, you know, 2020 Carnival, you know, and well, nothing happened really after the Carnival, but for the Carnival season, I had a great year. I do over 100 shows, so I can't really complain on that actual Carnival 2020. Musically, you know, I had a couple, not much, but you know, a couple years that, you know, it wasn't the biggest Carnival for me. You feel what I'm saying? And you know, it could take a toll on your brain mentally sometimes, you know, as an artist, you know, you pour the work and you pour the music, you know, and not saying the people and them do, you know, gravitate to it or anything, but it might be the radios and really giving it the play that you thought it would, you know, you thought it deserved. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? So it do equal out to the amount of shows that you want or anything like that. You feel what I'm saying? Or the kind of shows that you want, stages you want to be on. If you know, overall, 2020 was definitely the most challenging year. And the reason why I say that, it was not just for me. Sometimes, you know, if I in the States, right, and I having a tough time in the States, or anybody having a tough time in the States, you know, sometimes you say, boy, let me go Trinidad and breeze out, let me go Grenada, or let me go Barbados and breeze out home. Let me go home and take a breeze from up here.
Yeah.
There was nowhere to go.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to run. The Bible said that it just came a time, there's nowhere to go. You could run, you can't. You couldn't go anywhere. Everywhere was locked down. No, financially, people was losing their jobs in every country, island, worldwide. You know, entertainment business was shut down worldwide. It wasn't like shows going on in the Caribbean and anything going on in the US or vice versa. It's only now, you know, certain places like Atlanta and Florida, you know, certain places will be open. But we talk about 2020 when everything was shut down and nothing going on.
Correct.
People see the kids. There are people up here in US and Trinidad who can't go up to see the kids or who can't go down to see the kids, you know what I mean? It was even challenging, you know, and I could share this even with my son, you know what I mean?
Right.
For a while, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's like, it was very, very, very challenging.
Yeah. And you know, I think I have myself kind of took it for granted. Because at the beginning I was all well and good. I was gung-ho, I was doing all the quarantine and everything, but I was even telling my team in the last couple of days, I now really start to feel it. Because as you rightfully say, and you know, when you told me back in December that you were coming here for your concert and everything, which is something we're going to get into next, I was like, yo, I wish I could jump on a plane and go somewhere right now. But it does take that mental toll on you, not just as a creative, but as a person.
Yes.
What were some of the things that you did during the last couple of months to actually keep yourself at least in a positive light? Because again, everything Lyro does say, yeah, this going on, but we're moving forward. That going on, but we're moving forward. But as a human being, I mean, nobody would fault you if at some point in time, Lyro want to say, well, you're going forward there, but not today, but not today.
Sometimes you have to make a smart decision, you know what I mean? So it's not everything like, yeah, let me do this, let me do that. Sometimes you have to be smart about it, you know what I mean? And be real about it, you know? But some of the things that I did besides music, you know, music, if I in a downtime, music and cooking is two things. Besides music, cooking is something that has really get my mind off of anything stressed in my brain or have me in a depressed mood, right?
Oh, I have some questions about that, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we don't get into that because I still some wannabes on the internet, you know, trying to do things like I ain't really know going on to that, but whatever.
Right.
You know, but cooking was one of the things besides music. Reading, I was never really big on reading real books and them kind of thing. I would read here and there, you know what I mean, to keep my brain active and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. But I wasn't interested in reading a whole book like I really secret and thing, you know, through the quarantine. I watch a lot of documentaries, you know, and I did a lot of research. And that's something I wasn't really doing when I was on the road in a hotel or even when I come back home or anything like that. You feel me? So I did a lot of research. I read more, a little more, you know, TV on the documentary side of things.
Yeah.
Okay. I did a lot of cocaine and, you know, working out too, so you can't get just eat alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from. Just to keep track to the score, because I'm very serious about this, right now, you're a little bit over skinny in the vote. A little bit over skinny. So we're looking to see how it goes. It actually you were leading more than that. But apparently some people came in and voted just now. So we'll see how that goes for the rest of the evening. Also, guys, just remember, if you guys have any questions or comments, you can shoot it up in the comment section. We'll make sure and get to them as much as possible. I see plenty of questions here. I have my director right now who filtering some questions. So I'm going to get one quick and then move on to the next topic. All right, Mark is asking, no carnival, but you came out with at least one huge tune this year. What keeps you motivated to keep writing and performing?
Well, a couple of things real quick. I won't make it too long. Music is, I have a great passion for music. You feel me? So no carnival, it really don't matter to me. You know what I mean? I always in music mode. You know, after this interview, I might go and find a rhythm or two. You know, it's just an everyday routine for me, right? But also, we are entertainers, and this is what we choose, right? And regardless if it's no carnival, this is really a time that people really need the music, if you know what I'm saying, to uplift the spirit and brighten the spirit and stuff like that, and get them for that no carnival vibe. Imagine if you have no carnival, and on top of no carnival, it had no new music. What the fans are them supposed to do at that point? You feel what I'm saying? That will just go in and put them in, and then how they will look at us, how they will view us. They will view us in a way that, okay, so because we ain't making no money for carnival and all that, so this is a financial thing then. This is a financial thing. Finances come with it because it's our job. This is your work, you get paid, right? But when we started music, and I know when I started music, I didn't used to get paid for music when I first started, when nobody didn't know Lyrikal. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, this is my job to put out music, and more music coming out, the album coming out and everything. So it don't feel it's just the 5-6 songs we put out for Carnival. This is a continuous flow of music. You feel what I'm saying? So
I was actually telling somebody that I think that 2020 coming into this year was the most important moment for soca music. And
sure.
I say that because after we went in lockdown in March last year, I looked at the trends that happened with some of the islands, and outside of Grenada and probably Barbados, I don't think a lot of the other islands released a lot of music. I remember telling Tedison John and telling Preety that I thought that going into this year, it was the duty of us, I guess, to make sure to put forth the music, because as you rightfully say, if it is during this point in time when we're on lockdown, we can't give you the music. What does that say about the industry? Are you pleased in terms of the amount of music that has come out, or do you think that more should have been done across the board when it came down to releasing music?
I was pleased, and the reason why I will say the more the merrier, yes. But in a time like this, I don't know everyone's situation. You feel what I'm saying? You don't know. You have to remember, people have to understand as well. Music is everything is money. Everything is money. You can talk bad money, right?
Correct. Yeah.
If you want to go in the studio, you have to pay studio time. You have to pay to mix and master, right? You have to pay for artwork. If you're doing a video, you have to pay for that. You have to pay whoever you're blasting out a song with. Everything is paper.
Yeah.
It wasn't a great 2020 for anyone.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody financial status, so I can say, boy, you should have bring out 4 or 5 songs or anything like that. So at the end of the day, if a man bring out 1 or 2 and that's what he could afford, and that's the contribution, he still had to understand the artist and the times we're in right now. So I wouldn't compare myself to next man or next man to me, if you know what I'm saying, because this might be a new artist who now get a full good carnival for the first time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So his financial situation might be different from mine or somebody else. So, I could do what I could do, and they could do what they do. And I think people should be grateful for that, for everybody at least giving a contribution of 2 or 3 or how much ever they could have given. If you know what I'm saying? So I think it was good for this time. Like I said, if it was more, it would have been merrier. But I salute everybody, all the producers, all the artists, and everybody who give a contribution.
Yeah, I remember having a conversation with Just Jay where he was saying that to produce a song and to put out a successful song is a lot of money. And people just feel, well, you just come and sing a song and a guy hits and whatever, whatnot, but you don't have any shows to produce any income, right?
And then in this time now, 2020, 2021, quality is a thing. Quality is something that the fans will watch and be like, what kind of cheap video are you doing? What kind of cheap art? They will say that to you. They will say that they will actually say that, like, me find a video like that. But they don't know your financial status. So at the end of the day, right, this was a time that people, whoever put out anything, you had to commend them.
You do. And that's a good segue that actually brings us to Happy Place. But before I get to that, I actually got some videos from a couple of people on the gram in the last couple of days. So I actually want to share this with you quickly, and we'll talk about it on the next side of that, right?
Yeah.
So for me, Happy Place is that song that reminds me that if I'm having a bad day, no matter how bad my day may be, there's always something to be happy about, something to give thanks for, and it's that song that just gives me some beacon of
But yeah, what? I want my team join me now. Team, what we say? That's why I'm in
I was telling Mohammed from Freetown Collective that I thought that Feely Love was the song for 2020 because it was a point in time when everybody needed to feel that love given everything that was going on. I want to make a statement and say that I think the Happy Place is the song for 2021. Why? Because coming out of the challenges of last year, you want to be able to have something to grab onto to be able to go forward. And I know you gave the story last week, but I know you have some people here from Trinidad and Tobago probably didn't hear the conversation. Where did the motivation for Happy Place came from?
Well, right. Well, first of all, I like that video segment that lecture.
Yeah, man.
Right?
So, salute to everybody that hold on. Salute to everybody that sent us a video, and to all the people that going to make Happy Place trend on TikTok, right? So we go on. That's the mission for the next couple of days. So make sure and put your Happy Place video on TikTok. We go and let that trend. Right? Yes, I.
Right. So the motivation behind Happy Place, right? Big up Red Boys, big up Shaft. They send me the rhythm, and when they said it was our actual Monday. I was feeling everything felt like it was falling down. No carnival happen, no carnival, no you're not, going and have a carnival season. And I had a lot of work doing. I was writing a lot at that moment, you know what I mean? And everything was just seeming like no shows started to come, it became something in the head, like it just started to real stress and depressed, like, hey boy, I really do no shows for about however long and whatever it is, right? And I started miss the whole thing. And I say, you know what? I need a drink, boy. Just so I just say, no, anyhow, I was telling myself, that's why I need a drink. And I remember my cousin was here, and I tell her, I feel I need to go to a bar or something. I need to go outside. And she said, well, but you have drinks in the house. I said, nah, I need to go outside. I need to see something different because I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling a little depressed. You feeling it?
Yeah.
Went out, had a little drink, and came back the next day. Came back the night. When I woke up the next morning, woke up, say my prayers, brush my teeth, and I turned on the water to go and take a shower in my room. Remember, I was in my room. And while feeling depressed now, God just came to me in the bathroom and told me, what are you stressing for? You're in a happy place. Look around. And literally, like how you talking to me now, he was telling me, I was hearing the voice in my head, and I literally started going like this. Like, I started looking around, because he telling me look around. I started looking around in the bathroom, sweat. And I pick up the phone, and I call Nadia that's it. And I say, Nadia, you in a happy place? Just like that. I'm not thinking of no tune. It's no tune. This time it's not no tune. It's just a normal conversation with God. He telling me I'm in a happy place, and I call she and say, you in a happy place?
Yeah. And
she said, she chuckled. Yeah, what happened? You want to write a song? I say, I'll call her back. I didn't respond, I didn't laugh, I didn't do anything. I said, I'll call her back. And I hang up the phone. Now remember the water running, and I'm in my room.
Right.
I leave the water running, and I went down upstairs in the studio, and I turn on the computer, and I crank up the rhythm.
Right.
When I crank up the rhythm now, I forget the water was running, so I start a vibes, and I run back upstairs and turn off the water, but I'm still in my room, so I never bathe. I never made it. Right?
Right.
So I stay in the studio, and I just put my head up like this, and the Father just send that whole melody, the whole song to me. Normally, if I write in a song, I put the headphones or I put it in the studio, and I start to meditate. I start to vibe and see what I want to. I didn't even have to think about what I wanted to sing about in the song. He just sent the whole. I just was, and I crank up the music loud in the house.
Yeah.
Ding, dum, dum, ding, dum, 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 dum. I will never. And I just walking around the house, just singing that loud. Never, ever change. I had no other words in the song. Yeah. Everywhere I go. I sing that for about 15 minutes. And then I calm down. And I say, you know what? I have to put some Lyro in this song. And then I start to watch it from my point of view now. I will never change. But what is Lyro? I have to put me in this song. So when you see me rocking with my friends, it's just a love, it's just a vibes on gains. And when you see me rocking by myself, tell them it's no fault. That's me, right? Yeah. My kind of vibe. And I just start to put little elements of me in the song. Went back to the chorus. And I always jelly, I always smile, and I tell them I smile, they keep the vibes happy, I smile, they keep the, and that's how the whole song came. God, the Father just send that melody for me. Just I had us to think, meditate, do nothing. He just said it for me, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
The rest is history. Just like
the reason why I wanted to give that story again is because so many people out there go through their own personal struggles and challenges. And then there's this moment that just hits that for some reason pulls you out from where it is that you are, and you can't really explain it, And that to me is the spiritual awakening. And that goes back to what you were saying earlier, that music is a spiritual thing. Yeah. Because now And there's also something that you were saying as well too. A lot of times when you release tracks, and I heard you say this to somebody before, your tracks take a while to build. You understand?
Yeah.
Because at that point in time, everybody was down in the backyard, so backyard jam was it. But then when that song really dropped and it started to get traction, and again, we are at a point in time where people need that positive spirit. They need to feel that the music is uplifting them deeply, especially at this point in time. Yeah, we could go party wherever, but wherever you are in your life is a happy place because there are multiple people out there who may not be as blessed as you are. So the fact that you can embody that in a song, that is why I say that for me is really the song of 2021. That and I'm not just talking about soca alone, I just talking about in total. Because music is something right now that has to keep you on the vibe or the pulse of your life if you look at it like that. And that's why I say I think happy place kind of means that now. Which to me brings me to the next question. Why was it important for you to find yourself in Trinidad to do a concert in the middle of a pandemic? We can't have no full crowds inside Trinidad. Second Sunday just happened at the beginning of the year. Everybody jump up and said it was real important. And then you see it had, as we say in Trinidad, bacchanal from that, right? But you of yourself, I remember you tell me, yeah, bro, I'm supposed to be in Trinidad. And I was like, what were you coming to Trinidad for? I literally like, what you coming to Trinidad for? It's like, now I have a show coming up. And then when it dropped and you came and you did the show, I was in shock. So why did you feel it necessary to do that concert at this point in time in Trinidad?
I think anything I could do or contribute as an artist to the art form or the culture, especially in a time in a pandemic where we have no carnival, people depressed. A lot of people have to remember this. Carnival just do bring one element of things. Carnival brings job, carnival brings joy, carnival brings people together who never meet somebody in the life, strangers together. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a time that people really look forward to have that moment if they're having a stressful time in the job, if they just want to get away and just express themselves in that moment for a week or two or whatever it is. That they just really look for. This is people worldwide, right? So I wasn't really watching it from me being in Trinidad to just have a concert in Trinidad. I was watching bigger picture. People in Trinidad could come, not everybody could come because we had to follow the safety protocols or anything like that. So anything that I could do to bring the fans of soca in the world together virtually, because that is what it is now, virtually, right? I just not wanted to do that, but I needed to do that. You see what I'm saying? I needed to do that, and that is what the father tell me, and I just only go on with if the father tell me, Lyro, go and do this. It might have a little backlash or whatever. I just stepped forward, right? And that is something I felt like I needed to do because it was very important for the culture, right? Yeah. And like I say, the fans and them to realize that, these artists and them really putting on for us. The concert enough for me.
Yeah, true.
Happy place for me. I sing Happy Place already. You can go on YouTube and listen it. If you want any song, you can go on YouTube and listen it. Yeah. This is for me. And even in a financial part of it, we can't ram out no venue. To say, you're going on to ram out the venue and you're walking. This wasn't even that. I got the opportunity to do it in this venue, and I took the opportunity and say, for safety protocols, we had all the safety meetings with the police commissioner and everything like that, and it was a go, right? And I said, listen, if I could do this to make people view from London, Canada, the whole Caribbean and everything, for them to have a great night and a great moment or just uplift the spirits for wherever they're going through.
Yeah,
I need to do that as lyrical, as an entertainer for soca music and for the culture, right? And I want to not just commend my team alone, but everybody else who did it. Second, Patsy, Nadi, Bungie, and then Pretty. Everybody who did a show, right? To contribute to the culture in this time, in this pandemic. These concerts, people just rewatch them all the time and really put them in a happy place, no pun intended, a happy space, and make them say, boy, we could have a great night with family, and we could relive a moment in the house, regardless of what it is. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
I think it was very important for me, as I say, a soca ambassador, to make that sacrifice, a 14-day quarantine, and people didn't really, not people, but some people didn't even watch it like that. I made a big sacrifice to do that,
Yeah.
To stay inside for 40, I can even relate to the band.
Yeah, because I remember you were telling me, and while asking this question, I think we have a clip to show the side. I remember that you were telling me at the point in time that you were trying to rehearse with the band virtually, correct?
Yeah, I couldn't even rehearse for the. First of all, I had to stay in a hotel for 7 days, right? Can't see nobody, nothing. We're just in a hotel for 7 days. Then in the house for 7, like 14 days.
Right.
Imagine you go somewhere for 3 weeks and you had to stay inside for 14.
Yeah.
You understand? So by the time I come out, it was just a quick rehearsal with the band, 2 days before, right? And then at sound check day and then showtime. And by the time you're playing, back out again. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, the sacrifice I made, it wasn't for Lyrikal. It wasn't for Lyrikal team. It was for us to talk about this now and for the fans to enjoy it and for fans to say, yo, you really make my night. And the kind of messages I got from Instagram and personal message and Facebook and, people just seeing me. There's no money could amount to them kind of messages. None.
Yeah, I remember I have a friend, and shout out to Nariba. She was telling me that she was at the show, and when you started to sing Happy Place, she felt tears now. Like she started to cry because of the fact that there was no carnival, but to feel that energy from that night of the performance and to be able to be this close to it, but still so far away, but be appreciative for the opportunity to be there. That is something that money can't really replace. You can't replace that.
And even myself, I got teary-eyed. I got emotional at the show. At moments backstage, even on stage, it had a part when I was singing Cloud9 and I asked her to wipe my face if they go back and watch the show. I got emotional too, just to see the people and them and how, they reacting and just knowing how much people online. When I went backstage to change my clothes and my manager said, well, it's about 7, 8, 9,000 people watching. That is what I did that for. For them, thousands of people who will like to watch and have a good vibe. And I see people with the kids when we post any videos, people with the kids, people with the grandmother, right? People FaceTiming other people who can't really make it or wherever it is they're on the job and they're showing them. And these is the things that we just do this thing for the people.
Yeah.
If you want to say any Lyrikal and friend, you got to remember, when the pandemic first hit last year in March, I did a virtual concert, right? In the house. No stage, nothing. Full 2 hours, no stage, no money. This was no money, no cash up, no nothing. Money, nothing. This was just for them. Right. Alone. I sing out my heart, I sing on the ground, I kneel down on the ground, I jump, I wave me, I'm a DJ. And that was it. So over the years, we've been doing this for the people. You know what I'm saying? There is never no money thing with me. Like I said, when I start singing, it was no money thing with me. Did I stop? No, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So anytime we have to show for the fans and the supporters, remember, these are the people who stream the music, request the music, come to the shows over the years, right? In a time like this, where they can't afford to do this, we have to make that great for them.
Yeah.
Good vibes for them. Lift the spirit. That is what we have to do for them, because without them, there's no me. There's no us. There's no interview. There's no conversation. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we have to put out for them at any given time. Carnival, if we didn't have a carnival again next year, we still had to do the same thing once we could do it again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I willing to do that at any given time for the people and them. I always feel it. And I not just doing it, just me, because a lot of artists did it, right? Mass bands, this, that, they did it. But at the end of the day, we're talking about me. So I felt it was necessary for me to do that quarantine, for me to stay inside 14 days, to come back outside to put on a show for them. Yeah, you complain and put on a full show.
That's powerful. That is real powerful. I want to make a segue to something. Well, during this live, what we like to do is something called lyrical deconstruction, where we look at a song and we kind of break down the lyrics of the song for people to understand a little bit more. Yeah. I want to make a little bit of a change with you, because you posted something on Instagram about a day or 2 after the show, and that spoke really profoundly to me. And I actually have it here, and it goes something like, a lot of times earlier in my career, I would usually underestimate myself because of how far I came from. I just couldn't foresee myself making it this far. As time went by and my career started propelling, my confidence grew a bit higher, but still never saw myself reaching to any level of having my own show, and especially for fans to actually support me like they do now. I could go on and on, but it will take a full documentary to explain my journey. I say all that to say I'm finally proud of myself for never giving up, never complaining, and never listening to the naysayers. That is real powerful, because even for the fans and for people who would have attended that show looking for something to uplift them, in a way, it was like spiritual rejuvenation for yourself as well. Because even at any point in time, I honestly do believe that part of you being who you are is you're very modest, right? So as you see, Devon is how you see him. Lyro is, and Devon is as you see him. And you try to keep yourself at a particular level of check to ensure that, I guess, it doesn't go to your head too much. But sometimes that modesty might impact your confidence into saying, well, I wonder if I should do this, I wonder if I should do that. And now you've come to Trinidad, as I said, in the middle of a pandemic when so many things could have gone wrong. And with you and your team, everybody who was involved in it, you guys put on a show that, as I said, has not just been successful for the fans, but it's for you, it's spiritual rejuvenation.
Yeah, definitely. Like you say, I mean, I don't know if it is a question or you're just saying something from the response, but I should say I never really see myself reaching this far. It's crazy, right? Because I was talking to one of my boys.
But how come? I find that so weird. Like how come?
Like what we spoke about earlier in show.
Right.
Me coming a place like Trinidad when I migrated to the States, right?
Right.
And then a couple of regions telling me, boy, me feel, them kind of music, they go like that down here.
Right.
For a man to tell, even though I wasn't really studying him like that, it was in the back of my head. So I say, boy, maybe I could do a thing, but I ain't seeing myself reaching to the point of selling out shows, you know what I'm saying, and the kind of following and fan base I have today. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that I didn't see myself being successful.
Right.
To the level of what it is now. I honestly, like, where I came from, I remember my career started in New York as a Trinidadian. My career started in New York. It was a stigma that if you do move back to Trinidad and Tobago, you cannot touch. That didn't just happen with me. That was a stigma around the industry. That is a fact.
Right.
100% fact, right? I'm hearing that before I even started singing.
Yeah.
If you do go home and move back home, you can't bust.
Right.
I saying, well, right, I go in and take up this challenge and I don't have to move back home, but my music will resonate to people across the world with me, living anywhere, right? I stay in New York City and pushing out music to the world, and then we see what happens. So I know at some point my music, because I was seeing it, right? And like I say, when my career started propelling, I see the support, but you remember now, I'm not really traveling worldwide yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I traveling from around the tri-state area. I will come Trinidad here, I will go Florida here. I'm not going St. Lucia and Grenada and I'm not going these places to see the fans, how they react. So I really don't know. You feel what I'm saying? So meanwhile, fans and them in London and Canada, I'm saying when I went and I like, those things used to wow me because I didn't know these people know me in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like I never knew if my music was playing in Canada or London. You feel what I'm saying? Not to say it had Instagram all them time and I see reposts and everything like that. You feel So it was the only way you could know that is if you have real family there and they're telling you and they're sending you videos and things, or if you dare to see.
Yeah.
So those were the times that I didn't know, hey, if people really know me here or know me there. So I just think, okay, I am a certain level here. Because when I start traveling, and that build my confidence. Because I go in St. Lucia and go in St. Kitts and go in Barbados and Grenada and all these places and realize people know Lyro.
Yeah.
People know Lyro, like they know me though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And those things build my confidence. I'm like, yo, what? All right, I go in more hard now. And that's when I start doing my little videos so they could see my face, because at one point they know my songs, but they didn't know my face. Yeah. Right? So I had times like with 25-8 and thing, I singing and people, I go up on stage, I in a party and I go up on stage and sing, and when I come up and I say, but me know is you sing that song, and me know I sing as me, you know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of stages in my career that really build my confidence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that is when I start going hard. I say, all right, I went to Barbados for the first time, they know me, all right, cool. I went here, they know me, all right. Then I started build, and I started build, and that is what built my confidence to be like, all right, cool. I could do a Lyrikal and Friends, a concert, and that is when I started doing that, and that is what grew my confidence. But before that, I didn't know who know me. I only know in New York, Trinidad, and wherever I Connecticut, Philly, and all them places, Boston, and I didn't know nothing else.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything else.
So for the upcoming artists, the individual right now who going through this pandemic and probably wondering if they should stick with it, and not just to the artists, but to any creative at all who listening. And I will even say that I have myself challenged at times because, and I was telling my team this in the last couple of days, even to do our podcast right now is challenging. But at the same point in time, you know, there's a love and a passion to do what you want to do, what you believe you're called to do, even amongst the challenges. But there are people out there right now who probably singing these songs, playing out the music, people not feeling it, whatever, whatnot, and they at that fight or flight point where it's either a quit or a continue. What would you advise anybody who at that point right now, if it is that they're really stuck in the career in that way and they're wondering what they should do, what do you think is something, I guess from your experience, that could be applied to anybody in particular?
Stick with it. Stick with it. You don't know who or how many lives you're affecting every time you come on a podcast. But just for you know, in respect to you.
Yeah.
Like you don't know how much people just look forward to you every week to talk about something. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you might be changing a life every week. You might be uplifting a spirit every week. It might be the numbers what you think you might have because of the pandemic. So you might be looking, wait, there's only about 100 people or 200 people. That 100 people going and tell our next 100 or tell our next 50. And that is how it does grow, right? I remember with Vibes with Voicy, right? It started off with a little 400 or 500 people.
And it's 8,000, 10,000 people now, you know.
Why?
And when I spoke to Voice tell me straight, he says, Shomari, when Penny and I say we're doing this, it was just supposed to be a little thing for we to vibes up and whatever. And now those guys feel compelled to put production into this.
Yes.
Because there are people that are literally looking forward to that as if their life depends on it.
It's something, like I say, that people just look forward for. It is uplift them. On a Thursday, it come like, yo, if Voice, you don't do a live, it's like, it's Thursday nothing.
Thursday nothing, yeah.
Today's not Thursday. Today's Wednesday, right? And it's the same thing with yourself or with anybody else who's an artist or a DJ or whoever, a podcast or anything. Keep doing it. Because for myself, I could say, if I did say, you know what, me doing no music because with pandemic and people not anymore, I would have cheated myself out of a song like Happy Place, would uplift so many spirits, right? Put people in a different space in the life, right? And this is not about no female or who like lyrical. These I talking about man, woman, child, mother. I talking about fellas write me on Instagram, a screenshot or I have hundreds of messages.
Yeah.
A lot of them is really touching. A lot of some guys tell me, look, I was about to give up. Like that was it for me. And I listened and that pulled me back in. Real talk.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So when you come on, when you turn on your mic and you turn on your computer or whatever, or your phone, and you step up to the mic on your podcast, you don't know how much people is look forward to that.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So by the time you give up, you allowing them to give up too. And this is our job as entertainers. If you know what I'm saying, we have to step up to the plate because they need us to entertain them, to take their mind off of certain things what they was going through on a Monday or Tuesday. If you know what I'm saying, so they look forward to, boy, you know what, I had a stressful day at work, or she bothering me, or a stressful day. I go in and watch Shomari on podcast.
Yeah.
Just give me a good vibes. I like the spirit, and I don't want to listen to you right now. And that is what people do, like with yourself and Voicey. And if I bring out a song or a video or anything like that, we just put them in the happy space. We just do that. That is our job. And a lot of people, sometimes I hear like a couple of my DJ friends say, boy, you know what I'm saying? We sign up for this. Don't feel you're doing nobody no favor. This is not no favor you're doing. You're supposed to do it. This is not, I support anything, I ain't supporting nothing. You're supposed to do it. You feel like, I supposed to bring out music. You feel what people are supposed to, yeah, boy, bro, that is my job. You feel what, this is your job. This is not, I ain't feel to do it today. I had a long day. Before I came on this camera, I came inside 3 minutes before. I was outside since 12.
We have people in the comments watching the Ruction video saying, well, where
Listen,
yeah.
I was outside since 12. I mean, so what?
Yeah.
I have to come on. I have to. People was looking for. I don't care how much. They was looking forward to this interview. They're looking forward for a story. You feel what I'm saying? They're looking forward to some powerful words.
Yeah, you would not believe we have people at least 2-3 weeks now have been on my case, like when you're having Lyro. You understand? I tell them, well, you know, but there are people who have been literally waiting for this like 2-3 weeks now.
So what are you gonna do? Let down them people because I had a long day?
Yeah.
These people who were supporting and you know, schedule the time to say, well, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, I go in and listen to Shomari and Lyro and what they had to say and just taking our good vibes and listen, you know, we bringing knowledge to the people and them too.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, in Soca, we don't have a avenue to get them Soca 101. And these is the avenues.
Yeah. Yeah.
These is the avenues. These what they just learn for the American person who listening right, who watching right now. He ain't know much about Soca right now. He ain't know much about Lyro. He ain't know much about you. He ain't know much about the culture. They ain't even know it had a carnival. Right? These is the forums and the platforms we have to come to enlighten and bring knowledge, right? And updates to the people and them. The fans and the supporters of soca music in general. It's not, I don't have no BT, we don't have no BT to go on to say, well, we're talking about soca or no MTV. You understand? These are the forums. So where else we going to do? So we cannot give up on them. They never give up on us. So
you know what I'd say? Salute to that. Salute to that. Salute to all the creatives who have never given up. Right? If you have a drink with yourself right now, never give up. That is really it. I would say that was actually the word I needed, because I'm telling you, it is a challenge. But at the same point in time, I will tell you that everything that you just said has been the reason for the Kreative Kollective Podcast, because I just feel that as people like yourself, individuals who have a platform, performers, artists, entertainers, singers, dancers, etc., there are things that you guys have in your personality, in your DNA, that if individuals actually hear your story, which is why I read the Instagram posts, if it is that people hear your story and take it to heart, it goes further past just soca music, you know. We have something that touches them on a human level, that will sit down and say, no, I listened to Lyro say something Tuesday night, and really and truly, that's why I needed to hear. You understand?
Exactly. And sometimes we make an Instagram post, right? As I talk about Instagram posts, sometimes I might just get up in the morning and just make a post, and the comments will be 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 comments will say the same thing, and you want to know this thing? I needed to hear this. I needed to see this. I needed to read this. I was having a downtime. Oh my gosh, thank you for making my day. These is the things what we just do for the fans and the supporters. You understand what I'm saying? These is the things we need to do, not want. This is, and again, I want people to understand, this is not a favor. This is not something I said, boy, this is our job.
Yeah.
We have to do this. What are you going to do without it?
Yeah, I get that.
You feel what I'm saying? This culture, this is how we just uplift the culture. This is how we just carry on the culture, keep it alive. At the end of the day, if they don't have it, what they gonna do? And should be told, you just say something that they know our music, but they don't know the story.
Correct.
Where they going on hear the story? Yeah. Which part they going on? They can go on YouTube, Instagram. No way they can go and hear the story of making a song, the journey of your career. You know, if you had ups and downs or anything like that, or if it build how you build a confidence, or how, you know, my career, where else they going on here? But here, well, you know, there's no channel. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to find out it's challenging for you, for me, for everybody, right? Nobody making any money they want, nobody going places they want to go. A lot of people, like I say, it's in their family, but we have to find a way deep down inside. Sometimes I vibes are rhythm. I remember when I was vibes in the Uber rhythm.
Right.
No one better than you at all. I remember when I was vibes in that rhythm, I was feeling kind of down. I was like, he ain't really catching nothing good for this. I remember I telling Moto, I like, boy, me sure if I catching nothing good for this.
Yeah.
I say, Lyro, you don't give up. You don't give up. You're mad? How you giving up? And I had to gather myself and say, give up. I talking back to myself, give up. I can't give up. I turn back on you, man. No one, and catch it.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So sometimes we had to dig deep as artists, as creatives, and find our moment, find that inner strength. Because, like I said, they look forward to that. They really look forward to this. Like they come from work or going work and they look forward all day and eat the food and get some popcorn or a drink or anything and cook up on the couch or in the bed with the kids or wherever and watch this and I just do it.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? And get knowledge on this thing. So we always had to find a way. Some days it's tougher than some, they understand, but at the end of the day, we had to find a way.
Yeah. I want to continue quickly because we want to wrap up soon. Let me get to the merchandise because that is very important. Yeah. I think at this point in time, and this is for me for black business, right? Yeah. As much as there has been the benefits of being an entertainer from the artist level. Now we see that you're heavily on the clothing line and the merchandise inside, right? Yeah. Is this something that you would say kind of goes from your love of fashion, or is it just you now looking for business opportunities now to build not just the brand Lyro, but build the legacy for yourself now? Because I think the brand, calling yourself a brand is important, but I think building the legacy for the brand is more important. You understand? Yeah. So do you see that right now as building the legacy for yourself in the long run as one of the ways?
Definitely both. I always been into fashion. I don't even think it have anything to do with music, honestly. I always like to dress from long time, from school days. I like to, I into the brand. And it do have to be the most expensive brand. If you know what I'm saying. I just like to look nice. It could be a whitey, a black. I just like to look good.
I remember I said last week to the guy that you had this thought that if it is that you're not the prettiest guy, you're gonna be if people look at him and say he kind of ugly, but he is dressed real good. he can real dress. I was like, oh, going on here.
Something out again. You kind of like one.
You ain't like Russian, but he can dress. So we
can bring him to the category.
Yeah.
To answer the question, I would say both. To build the legacy and the brand of Lyrikal, and also me being into fashion. Definitely both of them played a part in my brand, which was Etche Super.
Right, yeah.
Much love to Tony Forte and obviously Natasha, my manager. Like the full team of like the Etche Super team, I like to call it, right? And we started off with t-shirts. We really started off and wanted to do, we had a lot of big plans, showcases and pop-up shops and all those things. Obviously the pandemic hit, and for obvious reasons we couldn't really do none of those things yet, right? I just want people to know they could go online and Etche Super actually means something. It means to be great in French, right?
Right.
And I just wanted something a name actually, so when you wear it, you could feel good about yourself, not just wear a t-shirt or wear a bandana or wear a pin or anything like that, right? You could feel something and say, hey, you could puff up your chest when you have on a super t-shirt and say, hey, be great. I am great. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what we're going for, greatness. We was born good, but yeah, we're going for greatness. So at the end of the day, it's etchesuper.com. You can get your t-shirts, your pins that have flags, all the country, pins and stuff like that. Bandanas. I didn't get to wear the brand today because, like I say, I came inside and it's just one time now. You know what I mean? But definitely www.etchesuper.com. ETRESUPER.com, etchesuper.com, and you can get all your merch there and stuff like that.
Yeah, and shout out to Tasha who arranged for you guys 20% off now on etchesuper.com. Once you use the promo code Kreative, you can get your clothing straight from the Lyrikal brand. And I telling you, I love the concept, I love the idea. I have one or two people that said, waiting till tonight to actually buy. So they go on, or as we like to say in Trinidad, let's support the artist now. Support the artist.
And we are billing, like I say, we had a lot of plans last year to do, and which we didn't get to, so we are billing now. So it's coming up in the future, near future, it will be, new designs and stuff like that. So, just building.
Speaking about business, here's something that's very interesting. Huh? And you can correct me if I'm wrong on any of these. Lyrikal has been involved in construction, correct?
Yes.
Lyrikal has been also a sportsman, basketball and football.
Yes.
Right?
More, let me correct you on that. Not much basketball, football and running.
Football and running. Yeah. So could we say that there is the possibility that we will see a Ruction culinary school or a lyrical food enterprise being built? Because listen, right now, you are the man when it comes to food, You are the man. It's the presentation to all of It's the presentation. That's some people just throw the chicken there and throw the whatever there. It's the presentation I love, You understand? that is what I love about it. So is this something that we could see as business being built in the future?
Yeah, definitely. Well, we're working on it. There's actually trying to that look into the back of you.
I'm telling you.
You know what I mean? Like I say, we might be doing a cooking show. I don't want people to quote me on that. It was something that it was in the works from the pandemic, and we're trying to put the pieces together to the puzzle to make it fun. We don't just want to be cooking on a show. We want to make it kind of fun. Right. So you could look forward to something like that. But one of those things or two of those things you can look forward to from Lyro in the near future. Right?
Yeah.
And just support it, and you realize, people like, that other artists like, who was on your show, Voice, who was on your show already.
Voice, yeah. I see Voice trying to do a thing now,
yeah. Let me tell you something. In life, it have people who could actually do things. People who could try to do things, and then people who just not built to do things. They just don't succeed in doing things. And Voice, he's a great artist, a great writer, a great vocalist, singer, and everything. He have a great show on Instagram. But when it comes to the cooking, he just don't fall in that. Category. I don't see him. Like, I try to look down here and see his name, but I just don't see it. I ain't seeing it. You know what I'm saying? So big up Voice, my brother. I love you. But when it comes to the cooking, watch me. Voice mommy could really cook. Right?
That's what, yeah.
Oh God, let me be real, Voice. Don't study that, my brother. Don't study all of that cooking and you're putting up bread on Instagram. Forget that. Forget that. I do Voice to do your game show, and we love and we go support you every Thursday. Thousands of people, right? And all the artists going and support you. But when it comes to the cooking, oh God, come out of the kitchen, my brother.
I hear you. We want to wrap up soon, but I want to get to my last two major talking points just before we wrap up tonight. Yesterday I posted for International Women's Day about the importance of women that have been in your life to help develop you not just as an entertainer but as a person in total, right? And again, shout out Tasha as one of those people who are around you that in the ecosystem, as I like to put it. Yes. One story I've always wanted to know to this day. Yeah. And I'm not too sure if anybody inside here knows it or if anybody has ever asked you that question. How exactly did you meet Nadia Batson? And why you think that you and Nadia become like brother, sister that tight?
Boy, I think I was, it's crazy. I was telling Nadia, we have two different stories, right? We met in Mocha, in backstage of Mocha Fest. Yes, that is probably 2000. I want to know if it's about 11 or if it's 10 or 11 or some crazy number. I can't remember what year.
Right.
But she's telling me we met in our next backstage fest somewhere before that. But I really can't remember that.
Right.
I remember us talking, right? I think she was with Test Band all them time.
Yes.
Right? And we was backstage, R.I.P. my boy Stefan, and all of we was backstage in Mocha. And that is when I met Nadi. That is when we met. But she telling me we met somewhere else. So I don't want to tell you. But maybe when she come in the show, you can ask. I ain't sure. But to me, we met in Mocha, right? About 12 years ago or something, 11, 12 years ago or something. And, when we met, she actually told me right then and there that she was a fan of my music. I mean, all them time I didn't have none of these hits that people probably do all the time.
Keep in mind, as you say, when people say people know Lyro boy, so Nadi saying as a funny music like Nadi know Lyro boy.
Yeah, and I thought that too. I was like, oh, you know me, like, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I mean, we mean how I know you, like, it's about music and, you know, stuff like that. So I was like, all right, cool. You know, and we exchanged numbers, and then we ended up doing a song years ago that it was really big, right? But we just kind of connected on a lot of the same views, a lot of the same vibes. You know, we like to laugh, like, you know, a lot of the same things. I find a lot of the same not of the same things funny when people find it not funny. You know what I mean? So we just at a different level outside the music now. And that's how our friendship, you know, built. And anytime she had a line by she house, you know, she would invite me and, you know, everybody else, and we always go up and, you know, keep good vibes. And when she'd go up to the US and stuff like that, we always link, and, you know, so we always keep that friendship and that connection, I should say, both over food and then in person. Right? And honestly, it just kind of built organically, you know. It was nothing, never really forced. You know, some people you meet, you know, you just click with them.
Yeah.
She was just one of them. We just click with each other, you know what I mean? And share a lot of mutual friends and stuff like that. And that was actually...
I tell people Nadia Batson is one of the most genuine individuals you'll meet in your entire lifetime. Seriously, because I met Nadia when I worked at radio. I know sometimes as when you don't see somebody for years, as an entertainer, you meet somebody, but 10 years later, you probably don't remember who they are now. And I remember seeing her in the airport, and she's like, hey, and I literally, I was like, yeah, boy, like, nah, do you remember me? But that's just how she is as a person. Is like is a huge loving spirit. Now you feel it, not just in the music, but you just feel it from her as a person. That kind of genuinity is something that you don't already find with people a lot, you know. And I've always been impressed by the kind of person that she is, boy, for real, straight.
Genuine soul. Loving person, most kind person you ever meet, you know what I mean? And I think the fans and everybody else getting to really see, you know, the kind of person and kind of artist she is today, you know. So salute and kudos to Nadi, you know.
Yeah, salute to Nadi. We will say salute to Nadi as well, right? Yeah. Salute to Nadi, everybody. We salute to Nadia Batson as well, man. I have one more question to get before we wrap up. I had two others, but I know you've had a long day, so let me kind of let you off a little bit earlier here.
All good, man.
As a Trinbagonian living in the US, as I said before in the beginning, the last year has been really challenging, right? So we've had a global pandemic. We've had the uprising of I would say the Black Lives Matter movement during the summer, as we call it last year. And as you would have known, especially in Trinidad and Tobago, we had a series of kidnappings that happened, which actually culminated with Andrea Barrett and all the issues that were coming out from that. And I usually like to tell people that, you know, as much as we have people in entertainment, they feel things on a human level as well too now, right? Because people just feel that, well, yeah, this guy is an entertainer, so he ain't feeling nothing, he ain't whatever. That is at least how it comes across sometimes in Trinidad. Has any one of those incidents, what would you say if one of them struck you the most and it made you have to go deep within yourself to say, how could I, Lyrical, now probably contribute to making a change in that?
Well,
if there was any one of them.
All of them. None of them is good, right? And we don't support none of that. We don't support the people and them. Listen, I just want to go to the extreme when I hear stuff like that for the law enforcement. I just want them to go to the extreme.
Yeah.
Right? Honestly, we had to get into detail, but I just want to go to the extreme when these kind of crimes is being committed and stuff like that, especially on women and kidnapping and all these different things, right? Because it actually, and like I said, you know, people might think, you know, as artists, we might feel that. I actually went through that with my cousin. My cousin, the police officer that died the other day when, you know, she was killed, I think on Steelers or wherever, that was my cousin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the first cousin, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a very tragic situation, and it just, sometimes I was be so mad sometimes. Oh man, anything we could do towards that, we are willing to do, right?
Yeah.
You know, we like post about it on Instagram. We might make videos, about it for the TV station and for these forums and stuff like that. That in support of women and supporting they're supporting women on the whole, or supporting crime against crime on the whole. And but I need them to open up more avenues or more forums for us to do a little more. I don't know where's the avenues or anything like that, but I need them because it's as much as we could make a post or we could lash out and say, yo, we are against this and we are against that, but I can't really come up with a plan to say how we really going and stop these things. You feel what I'm saying? And that is why I just say the law enforcement should make the penalty to the extreme. Yeah. Because to me, that is just to me, everybody might have a different view. To me, like we saying it ain't really stopping. I mean 100% real. I mean real. We making a post about it, Nadi making a post about it. It could be voice, it could be you could talk about it, and then God forbid, then you go here it happen again, and a kidnapping again, and a killing again, and a rape again. You always seeing it. We talking about this for years. We talk about this for years, People don't understand we be saying this for years.
Yeah.
But not stopping. Law have to make the penalty to the extreme.
Yeah.
Because then people will think twice. They'll be like, wait, if I do that, boy, I get hung, I might get the death penalty or make it to the extreme.
Yeah.
Because these crimes is all crimes is unacceptable, but these crimes is so disgusting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even understand how somebody could even sleep in the night is doing something like that.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? The law, the government have to make the penalty to the extreme.
Yeah.
To stop these things. Stop making you doing this and you kidnapping and you killing somebody and then you just going in jail and eating the regular food with a man who probably in jail for a little petty crime and you going in and chilling and sleeping and getting to go outside in the yard or you're locked down. Nah, you can't live comfortable when you do that. You're not supposed to get them kind of no. You're supposed to get this. You're supposed to face the same consequences that you made that person face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You make that person, you make the mother, the sister, the brother, the child, the grandmother, the husband, the whoever, the wife, whoever, suffer to the highest level. Then you have to face the highest.
Yeah.
You have to suffer the highest consequence, the highest.
Yeah.
I don't care, and I don't care who decides. That is me. Because it's if you talk about it today, next week, next month, it's not going to make them stop.
Yeah. Because even yesterday, I was looking at the interview that was held yesterday morning in Trinidad with a mother who lost her daughter late last year. And it was heart-wrenching to see her sitting down there. Her sister is there with her trying to console her. And she's trying to get through the interview. I said to myself, you just lost a 16-year-old bright light that could have changed the universe in some particular way because one person or a group of people didn't have the conscience to be able to not do something. As I rightfully say, sometimes it's because in their mind, it's not the consequences not severe enough, or they don't think that the consequences will be severe enough. I think that is why it's been hard. I've been happy to see how you and some of the other artists have now trying to use that platform now to really actually hit home on social issues.
Yeah.
Even Voice was telling me that he has a charity foundation launching very far from finished foundation, which I need to check up on him on. And the fact that again is more as LeBron they say, you're more than just an athlete, but for you you're more than just an entertainer. And you as Lyrikal with that platform and anybody on your stature who have that platform, knowing what you guys could do and how you could influence people is important that your voices be heard, especially now.
Especially now. And we will use, like I said, we're using our voices now. We've been using it years and we will continue to use it. But we need to come up with some kind of a little better solution to either instill fear and stop this thing or make people very hesitant to really think about doing these kind of crimes. If you know what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, what is there to do? If anything the government say, okay, this is artists and all they have this forum or this avenue or this platform to do this or anything to help with these matters, we for it 100%. Anything, anytime, right? We do songs that we do it songs, we sing songs that I have a video and a song coming out too, with all these, we touching on all these things. But then again, in all reality, they don't really stop it. I'm talking about when people talking, A lot of people just want to say, yo, did you talk about it and use your voice? Yes, we use my voice. The voice stopping it. I like solution. I like to solve the problem. I don't like to figure out, that you talking that whole day and then you going and see 2 more kidnapped, God forbid, or 2 more. I don't want to hear that. I want you to then still rail behind them and say, yo, if you do this, you get in hand.
Yeah, for real.
That's what I want. And that is that. I ain't take back. And that is no apology towards that. I ain't taking back no talk. That is what I say. That is what Devon Lyrical Martin say, and I stand strong like that at any time.
Well, once you stand on your opinion, brother, that is all that really matters. Once you stand it. Final question for you, Night. I've always wondered this about guys like yourself who living in the US for so long, and have been part of that society, and again seeing some of the things that happened there. Because remember January 6th, we knew what happened there, and last year we knew what happened as well. Do you at any point in time sit down to yourself and say, well, let me move back in Belmont. let me go and buy a house in Belmont and go and rest myself in Trinidad. But seriously, do you think, or is there any consideration in your mind at some point in time you may move back to TNT or probably want to retire, although I don't already feel you'll retire, but you'll want to retire in Trinidad and Tobago?
I setting up shop.
Right.
That is why I could say I setting up shop, because like I say, sometimes it might even be a choice of yours. Sometimes it might just be in a situation that you have to, or you should, or you need to. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it might be you might have an option and say, you know what, I going back, or me ain't going back. But sometimes it might be in a predicament and say, but I feel I really need to make this move. You know what I'm saying? So Trinidad will always home guys for life.
Yeah.
Life and forever. But at the end of the day, sometimes we go to the US and we migrate and seek different opportunities, bigger opportunities or anything like that, to support our family. You feel me? So it's not to say, well, you're migrating to the States just to turn your back on Trinidad. You know what I'm saying? You're looking for betterment. At the end of the day, we all want betterment. So if we find it there, we migrate and do what. At the end of the day, I could see myself living in Trinidad. You know what I'm saying? I could adapt to anything. You know what I mean? I even around Carnival. The only thing, like when you get used to the US, Trinidad might become a little more slower. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when you're accustomed walking on the road at 12 o'clock in the night to get something or anything, and here somebody tell you by 11 o'clock them close, you can't get transport to go somewhere. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if that is what we had to do, then that is what we had to adapt to at the end of the day. So like I just consider myself like I could adapt to whatever situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I could see myself. You know what I mean? But I am setting up shop all over. I don't know how the world bring right now.
So we've seen the hold a second. All right, sure, no problem. So we've seen the chance of you again. Well, we've seen the building of the merchandise empire. We've seen the building of the culinary school and the culinary business at some point in time. So I mean, this for me is again why I call the establishment of what I'd say black excellence now. You understand? Yeah. We are black excellence now. We are entrepreneurs and individuals who took the risk and take the chances to do certain things. And I really had to say to you that I really appreciate the fact that, as I said, that you really kept your word on this conversation. Yeah. But at the same point in time, and I think it goes for everybody who would have been in the chat tonight, that we really appreciate the fact that you of yourself stay true to who you are now. You are Devon and you are lyrical in one now, you understand? Yeah. And no matter the biggest song that you sing or the song that you say building or still building, just like with Ruction, when Ruction come out and, everybody's saying, well, all at that point time is problem child, but then Ruction come and shake it and it's like, wait, we sleeping on that, you know? If it's one thing we have taken away from this conversation, Lyrical always looks forward. That is the most important thing. And no matter what challenges that come your way, you have managed to stay to yourself and stay true to yourself and say, yo, at the end of the day, you're not complaining, but you're moving forward. And I really want to thank you for the word that you give to everybody, but to me in particular when it came down to the podcast as a creative. Because at the end of the day, you're right. You know, we do these things so that the people, the 100+ people that tune in with us tonight, when they lie down in the bed and they think about it after, they'll be like, yo, Lyrikal and Shomari, that are a real good conversation, and that is the kind of upliftment I need in my spirit. I will take the little vibes parties on Instagram or whatever, but the fact that these guys, as two young black guys who seeking success in a particular way, that they can have this uplifting conversation, that's something I think is irreplaceable. So, bro,
and give them the confidence even.
Correct.
You feel what I'm saying? Build their confidence even. You know what I mean?
Correct. So I really want to thank you for the time tonight. I did promise that at the end of the live, we would give the results of the poll for the showdown tomorrow night, Lyrical versus Skinny Fabulous, taking place 8 p.m. on Digicel, the Digicel Trinidad on Facebook and the music app. Now, just tell everybody, I'd called Skinny earlier. So Skinny was supposed to jump in and join us tonight, right? Skinny actually told me, call me when you're ready and I'll jump in. But unfortunately, I've just been told you on the road, reception kind of poor, so he can't join us tonight. But I look forward to having on the podcast. But winning in the unscientific poll, Lyrical, with 63%, 63% of 180 votes at Shomari KRL on Instagram. 63% to Skinny Fabulous, 37%. So, as I say, I have no dog in the race, apart Trini, part Vinci. But I'm looking forward to the show tomorrow night. I'm really looking forward to the show tomorrow night.
Like I say, we vote and big up everybody who vote, big up all the fans and the supporters. We really appreciate all of you. But like I say, and me and Skinny was talking about it, going into the show, we just want to urge people and them to know that it's not no clash thing, it's not no bad vibes.
No, it's not.
So even if all you see it getting a little competitive in any way, don't feel no way. It's just brothers, and you know what I mean? It's just good vibes. You feel what I'm saying? So it's all good. It's tune for tune. We have a bag of hits, and we thank God for that. The fans support us. So you don't know tomorrow night. Showdown. Big up Digicel, Skinny Fabulous, Lyrical, St. Vincent, Trinidad, and the whole Caribbean. Not even St. Vincent, Trinidad.
Whole Caribbean.
And the whole world. All Soca fans. It don't matter where you're from. Tune in. It's good vibes, good energy. Right? And whoever all it pick. And we cheers to that. Love and life.
We cheers to that. Salute to that. Salute to you live tomorrow. Salute to the word that you give us tonight. And salute to everybody that tuned in to you live tonight, Lyro. I really want to thank you for your time, bro. I know it was real up and down today. I think everybody who tuned in tonight they really felt uplifted by this conversation. So I'll leave you now to go and relax because I know you had a long one and we'll pick up really soon, brother. All right?
I'm at a happy place in my life and it can't change. And I just come out here to do right. So whether day or night, I will never ever change. Everywhere I go, Shomari will never ever change. Everywhere I go. Before you leave, let me give you one verse like. So when you see me rocking with my friends, it's just a little bit of vibes on the ears. Hey, when you see me rocking by myself, once pretends for me tell them. And when you see the liquor in me head, me live my life like it's no problem. Hey, and anybody who fight with me, tell them we only love with them. That's why I will never ever change. And look out for the video, it's coming real soon. But before we drop the video, we want 1 million views on the tune, on YouTube, before we drop that video. Love, life, strength, every time you say. Salute every time. Blessing.
Salute, my brother. Salute.
No man, like brother.
Yeah, man, brother.
I know I'm coming out, but
I go handle it. Don't worry.
Right? You don't know.
Yeah, brother. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Lyrikal inside the Kreative Kollective Podcast tonight. Giving some good vibes, good energy. And, you know, we always appreciate the words of encouragement. We always appreciate understanding the historical aspects of our guests. And we always appreciate everybody who would have tuned in to the show. So thank you to everybody from all around the world, Brooklyn, New York, Trinidad and Tobago, everybody from the Caribbean, St. Vincent, Cruz, St. Lucia, and of course, right here back in Trinidad and Tobago. I thank you guys a lot for tuning in tonight. Shout out to Tasha for helping out with live tonight. I really, really appreciate it. Before we go, a couple of things. Just remember that right now you can get 20% off at the Lyrikal store, right? That's entreesuper.com with the promo code Kreative. That's Kreative with a K. So make sure and check out the site right now. Get your gear, get your merchandise from Lyrikal's website. Make sure and support the cause, as we like to say, support the artists. Go and get your gears right now at shop.entreesuper.com, 20% off. Shout outs to my sponsor tonight, Travi. Just remember, we are going to be giving away 2 vouchers, $50 vouchers, a free ride courtesy Travi. All you need to do is follow the Kreative Kollective Podcast on Instagram and follow Ride Travi on Instagram as well, right? Let us know. And every week we will choose 2 winners to announce on the show. So next week, Tuesday, when we'll be back, we'll be announcing 2 winners who will be lucky enough to get something from Travi as well. Also, just want to remind you guys that the Kreative Kollective Podcast, as I said before, is on Instagram. We are finally on Instagram. Just set up that account yesterday so you can link us on Instagram. Letting you know as well, too, that the audio from these episodes are right now on your Apple Podcast app. You can also access it on Spotify and on the Digicel Go Loud app. So if it is that you've missed any of the episodes, you can make sure and check it out. And again, finally, if you are supporting the content, if you're loving what you're seeing and you want to see more, I invite you guys to please follow this YouTube channel at Redymix DMT, or make sure and follow me on Instagram at Shomari KRL or on Facebook at Shomari KRL. And as well, make sure and follow the Kreative Kollective Podcast on Instagram. Before I go, I just want to say really quickly, thank you to my team who has been keeping up and helping with the cause. I want to say shout out to Gleason and the CAT team. Shout out to Nariba and the Zale team. Shout out to DJ Sly, Peter. Also want to say shout out to Malika and to my director. Who knows who she is? Who, again, these people are the people that continue uplifting the show and keeping the show going. Shout out to everybody from all over the world that tuned in tonight, from Boston to Washington to everywhere in the world. We really do appreciate you guys tuning into the show tonight. I'll be back next week. Thank you to everybody that was on Lyrikal's page as well. And again, this has been the Kreative Kollective Podcast. See you guys soon. Have a blessed one. Be blessed.
Etre Super, the name is to be great. Definition of Etre Super is be great in French. We all strive for greatness, and I think I wanted to create something, especially the name. Like I say, when you put it on, when you wear it, you feel nothing less than great. We strive from being good to great. Everybody try to be at the highest pinnacle of their career or, whatever they do in life. And to be great is something we always strive for. So Etre Super, be great.
Shomari KRL and Redymix DMT presents Lockdown, the freestyle mixtape series designed for you to have a personal party while you shelter in place.
Call me in, the look of my not good. Better you somebody else. Call me in.
Lockdown. Lockdown, the shelter in place mixtape series.
She want me know, hey, check on out, winding up the body, want me know, hey, check on out, bouncing up the body.
Download via SoundCloud, iTunes, podcast, or visit the home of the DMT Nation at www.redymixdmt.com.